What's Morales from Black Film TV? Shamier, finally talking.
How are you doing, man?
Good, good. You seem to get good work lately. Obviously, this is a series. What went into saying yes to taking on these projects, to taking on this project?
An audition came in. I wanted a job, and it was an Untitled Apple project. I actually didn't know too much at the time. I auditioned, sat with Simon Kinberg after him reviewing my tape, which was incredible. And then after meeting him, I gave him my idea to the character, what I wanted to do, and kind of how I wanted to shape him. And then about a week or so later, I got the call saying I got the job, which was pretty cool. And a year later, I didn't work. The production didn't kick off until like about a year or so later. And after that, I kind of hit the ground running, traveling the world and filming this project. Incredible experience.
Talk to me about Trevante. Obviously he's a military man caught in this web of like he doesn't know what's going on. What more can we say without trying to spoil it all since it's a weekly series?
Yeah. Without spoiling it, Trevante's a very complex man. I mean, Navy SEAL at the forefront, but a man with heart, a man who shows vulnerability, a man who has to question himself, when dealing with things that are unfamiliar, i.e., an invasion of a bunch of aliens. And this was a great part that I got to play and got to dive into, and that I'm excited for the world to see the evolution and the odyssey of this guy, and breaking down all the prejudices that we have towards men and women in service, and showing this person, with a heart.
hmm What is about sci-fi? Earlier we saw you in a way and stowaway. Now you got this one. What is it about sci-fi genre that you like?
I love sci-fi. It just happens to be like this. I've been sci-fi for the past little bit. It's not intentional, I promise. But what's great about them is that there's no rules really. It's these things you can kind of make it up as you go. The sky's not the limit. Clearly, in Invasion. And there's just a lot of fun and a lot of things that I can do and play into these crazy wacky worlds that you don't normally get to play when you're dealing with like a drama or a period piece or a biopic.
Mhm. You got a lot of projects coming up. You got Bruce coming up. You've got John Wick, and I was like, wait a minute. When he worked on Bruce, did Hallie hook him up with John Wick?
She did. I mean, she did. There was a couple text exchanges for sure, and she was integral in me getting that job. So shout out to Halle Berry for helping me out get that role.
I've seen you since Race. You've been doing a lot of projects. What goes into saying yes? Obviously, you're able to bounce from film to a TV series, and not lose a beat. So what's the thing that makes you say yes?
The thing that makes me say yes is a great cast, a strong cast. I had the privilege of working with some incredible actors and actresses, and that's a big part of me. I'm an actor's actor. I love actors so much. And I think that's number one for me. Not even the director's number one, funny enough, it's the actors, because, some directors have more experience than others, and some directors are burgeoning. So, if you have a great cast, you can elevate the piece. Alongside that, the script has to be a great story, an exciting story. And then, ultimately, then the filmmaker, and then having to sit down with that filmmaker, understand their vision, understand their mind, understand what they want. And seeing if it's a fit. And yeah, so a lot of elements, like a gumbo, and so you just kind of figure it out, and if it all aligns, you kind of trust your gut, and you go forward with it.
Mhm. Obviously, besides the series that you got coming up here and the movies you got coming up down the road, you and your brother have other projects together that kind of works in film and so forth. If you got a few seconds, because we don't have a lot of time, can you talk about the projects you and your brother are working on?
Yeah, we just launched our first production company called Bay Mill Studios. Bay Mill Studios is a production company named after the community that we're from in Toronto. We have a first look deal with Bolt Rocker, and we are currently working on a slate. We have a project that we'll be announcing shortly, actually, that I can't say too much about yet, but that's one of our main projects that we have on our slate, next to Super High, which is a film that I wrote, that Andy, co-wrote with Adam Mansbach, excuse me, and that's starring Andy Samberg, Craig Robinson, and Common. So we got a few things in the pipeline happening right now.
And at the end of the day, we got a lot of projects, that's on TV, it's on film. People are getting ready. People are starting to go back outside as opposed to last year. The only thing we could do is watch whatever's on TV. What's a good reason for people to check out Invasion?
Because it's entertaining. It's a great cast. I'm in it. I'm in the shows. If you follow my work and like my work, I play something completely different. And it's going to be one of Apple's flagship, biggest, scaleless, biggest, whatever, like just whatever big work you can think of show, and it's just different. And I'm just excited about it. And it's great storytelling.
Well, Shamier, I'm always supporting you, whatever you do. You've been you're working steadily. So obviously this is another notch on your belt. Keep it going. I'm always here to support. Wherever you're at, stay safe. We'll talk down the road.
Thanks a lot, Wilson. Appreciate it, man. Good to see you.
Take care.